it sends a signal that the right to life of an African will only be exercised or defended by when AU approves it. That you are right to defend yourself and to be free can only be approved by AU. What an arrogation of the supreme sovereignty which only belongs to God. To deny Somaliland or Biafra its freedom or their freedom is AU arrogating to themselves or to itself the supreme sovereignty which only belongs to God, the creator, the maker of heaven and earth, in whose hands every living owns its breath. This is not incompetence. This is a policy by omission by African Union. An omission kills just as effectively as bullets. An omission kills as effectively as bullets. I would like to stop here first, in case if anybody would like to say a word before I continue. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
All right. Yeah, Mazi Onyeka, welcome. Yeah, Abi, welcome. Oh, yeah, network is just disturbing the space. Yeah, because I was saying something so important. Yeah, before he knocked me off, and I continued to talk. Yeah. So what was? Yeah, veteran. When you're ready, you can. Yeah, but your mic is open. Yeah, and it's disturbing a bit. All right. So what was I saying? Yes, I was saying that Somali and Somaliland, yes,
Our life matters.
they fought for 10 years between 1981 to 1991. Within those 10 years, what happened? Yes, because the little Somaliland was annexed to Somalia. So this small country, how did they do it? How were they able to push out those, just like Biafra is trying to push out Nigerian elements that is within Biafra territory? How did they do this? This is what we are supposed to find out, so that we will implement the same method into our own. Yeah? Because they took, these governors, they had this, they had that inside the Somaliland territory. They had it. So Somalia was there. So how was it possible? Like this thing, this Soludo, Mba, Ozodinjo. It's exactly the same situation. How did they do it? With their little with their contribution. Because definitely the resources was not in their hands at that time. No. What we're saying is that how they did it is togetherness and contribution. And their people abroad kept donating. Oh, that is what I'm trying to tell you people. Umu Biafra. Somalilanders, they are smaller than us. Yeah? We that are many. If we check out long organize ourselves, be serious in donating, we will do this less than 10 years. That is what we are saying. Yeah, probably because why it lasted 10 years is, they are small, and then take into consideration sabos, and it's not easy. And their dictator, something bad, something barren, that military guy. I had a lot of Somalilanders. So Keka has how did they win this war? It's just like the situation we are now with this zoo. And it's looking that it looks as we did so, it looks something that's plus all the sabos that are disturbing us, destroying our funding. Something that we cannot do. Yeah, but some countries, some smaller nations have done it and are still doing. And Tanzania is on their own now. To tell you the truth, Tanzania, they're even well organized, more than us. Are they? Because they have been called to the table 1 or 2 times. The only thing that saboteurs kept disturbing them, as usual. Ndi Sabo, Ejemma. That is all we need, though. We need all ourselves together if we know that we are serious in getting Biafra. Our leaders are not around. Our Mazi NNAMDI Kanu is in Sokoto. Mazi Simon Ekpa is in Finland. You see, both of them are not the people that will get this freedom. It's our collectiveness. Just like Somalilanders. Did you see them? Are you people, didn't you people see them? They're rejoicing. That they are rejoicing. And where people that are funding that. They don't have any oil minerals or resources that gave them that freedom. Bah. And there is no country. United States did not add any shishi to them. Neither did UK add shishi to them. In fact, say UK colonial. There was a small protectorate under UK as usual. UK will always be their yeah, Somaliland. It was UK it's a small protectorate in the late 1800s. It's just that they were joined into Somalia in 1960 or so. UK just carry give Italy because it's Italy that is controlling Somalia. They are just sharing African countries the way they want. Eh? When will this nonsense stop? Now Italy they control Somalia. UK buru Somaliland. Kesasia African countries the way they want. They are inside there. They are also in Nigeria. They are amalgamating Nigeria, disturbing the whole African countries. If you want to free yourself, they refuse, putting you down permanently. Mban, we Biafrans, we say no. Mba, we must go. Enough is enough, my people. I'm happy that smaller countries are doing it, so that it gives us 1 million emboldenment to push forward. Come together, Omo Biafra. Let us do this. In Somaliland, is it not enough motivation for you people? We are older than them because we fought our own war. Our own war was in 1967. When we were fighting our own war, they were getting amalgamated to Somalia. Since that 1960, they've been intimidated, though. So they've really endured intimidation, hunger. Now just the same situation like Nigeria. Killing, unnecessary killing. No. And look, there was a war they fought around 1978 as well. Yeah, but in 1981, they said, no, Mbapa, we must go. We are not the same with Somalia. We have been on our own before they got amalgamated in the 1960s. Asimba, they have their own tribe. We are not the same with Somalia. We need to leave. War way subirinu. Like the one we started but our own, oh God. You see this self-determination now. So how did they do it? How did they do it without any resources? It's contribution. And it's the Somalilanders that are living abroad. Oh. They were the people that organized themselves and are contributing the funds. Ejiano Diog. Persistent determination. You need to be determined. You need to know what you want. Somalia was killing them in thousands. They killed thousands of Somalilanders. Man, you saw them rejoicing, but you don't know what they passed through in those 10 years of war. Mazi Onyeka, you can go ahead. Let me drink water. Mazi Onyeka, are you there? Our veteran, we can move into another section.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope my voice is coming out.
Veteran Biko Chalumabelo Agande. Good morning, dear friends. We have many people watching this without sharing this. That is the same problem we are talking about. How do you want to get freedom? You are not donating your money, you want to save it in that bank, that when they will buy you, nobody will bring it out. Whether you are in Obodoyibo and in homeland, the same thing. How many of you can get that money you are saving in that bank in overseas? Oh, bossy, God, no one on your cham of one bekay no, oh, yeah, will if you are in homeland, remember 20 pounds. You are saving and building that nonsense hotel without gutter. That building that people in Obodo can now Najalotono. Only your children will never come back home if we did not get Biafra. Stop.
Don't mind them.
If we are not in charge, you will never, ever. Listen, this thing we are talking, when we are saying is some of them think that we don't have anything to do with our precious money. We don't have anything to do with our time. We don't have anything. Some of you are calling us jobless. Remember, you in homeland especially, that is looking at us in overseas like we don't have anything good to do. You are the one that are buying, not me. You in homeland is the one eating the breakfast. When they say sit at home, hey, our people are suffering. Only sit at home. One day, only one day. You don't think of even adding Friday that in this sinani ajabi ebugi da poison. Maka add that Friday, we have advised you to stop buying cow meat. Stop eating cow meat. Makilishia, mankeje siofe, monsia, zupana anu ezi. Echo hita anu ezi ta okoko. To anu nkete. Zupana ehi Igbo. Unu agaghị eji ego unu na-eje na-akpata ndị na-abịa egbu unu na-egonye ha weapon. When they will kidnap you, ego ahụ ị jụrụ idonate, ị na-eme video na-egosi ya ebe ị na-eje pe ịkwụ ransom. Ego ahụ ị jụrụ na ihe ha eweta ka e wee zọọ nnwere onwe, i were eje mee gịnị jenye ndị Fulani. Ọkwa na-agwa unu ụnụ adị anọ, ọkwa na-agwaba ntị m ọnụ ha mbọsị e ga-egburu isi ebele ma ntị. Ihe a chọrọ bụ nnwere onwe. Somaliland is smaller than us. Though na ha nwere ndị si na with them. So they will not attack them the way they are attacking us. Ihe m ghọta on my own observation. But they are small and they don't have mineral resources like us. Anya ndị ụwa agaghị adị na be ha. Like as he did for our side. What we have is but no countries of the world when he highway. So evil eyes are on our side more. Though we can do it. Obona yenwe efulefu ndị somubeze ga-akwọtọ. Ndị ka ndị nwa, only me, only me, only me. If we don't have selfish interest people, ndị chọrọ ka ọ bụ oge nke ga-eweta or Simon Ikpa ga-eweta or this our NNAMDI KANU yesterday. That is the hatred that made Eastern governors to hate ESN when our leader created ESN. Imagine if it is our leader that first planted that ESN. Man, Amoteku first planted their own Amoteku, they are funjas. All savior NNAMDI KANU, all savior. If not, I guess not be divide Nigeria. Does it even stop them from saying that? Many of you called him warmongers, called him names. Today, you know what is stopping you? Go to that bank. Yes, you, Zenith Bank, First Bank, all those banks. They will get him wherever as IOU. You they see people they talk for Facebook, for all internet, even in YouTube. Don't save your money in bank that they will seize it. Why not give it as IOU? Okay, divide it into two. Divide that money into two. Give one as IOU and see what happened to the half because Fulani will take it. Small time that's NIN, small time has to get tax ID, small time has to get this one. All these things that are implementing both tax and how many Fulani have businesses? How many Afonja they do business? Not be you, be Biafran. As the Balogu have been waiting, burned down 2 days ago. Have they told you the cost of that fire? How many $billion worth of goods of Biafrans were in that building? How demolish? How they hate you, but you don't want to gather yourself up and love yourself. How many times have I told Ndinona, Lagos, join what we are doing? Oh, one day sit at home. You refuse. Now you sit at home for months and years before you will get back on your knees, on your feet. After they burn down that Balogu. Eda NNAMDI. Eda NNAMDI. It is okay. Harris in support to IPOB. I support to Biafra government. I support to Rogan Kere. Go and donate anonymously. We have anonymous donations. Hallelujah. Who was giving that tithe? If not your freedom. Support your freedom. Eji hukwu eje Washington. Onye gola akwụkwọ. Both lobbyists and lawyers, they need money. Obu ego, obu onu ka ị ga-eji sị ya, we want Israel to join. We want Russia to inakpuala. Ego niile a na-atụkọta before na-ezudi during our leader Maazị NNAMDI KANU, during our prime minister. Or now that ndo to mama onokpom, mama ndị zoo, na Ngozi Orabu Gworo group, Bokolo Diego Gasasia. Now you think that money go reach? Ị ga na-eji chance gị wee na-ama ihe. A comment rubbish under my platform, Piawagas, Adimasukwando. Nigga woto ozugbo. Tiger Base will visit you that is supporting evil. Fulani will visit you that is supporting evil. He will like tell where to put the Fulani. Don't call anybody. Kunita no monem, we can do it. Yes. Support your freedom. The freedom is not NNAMDI KANU freedom. It's not Simon Ekpa freedom. It's not Ogenkere freedom. It's not Adabia. It's not all of us here, Veteran Dragon and everybody here speaking to you. You the evil. You and all of them are evil. They think without them, we cannot live. They are the one that will tell you to get your freedom. You will fight woto. Side there, red and answer side there. America, I'm have our angels, no. I'm about our angels, which means they are supporting us. Now, it say this opportunity. Remember, opportunity come but once. Look at many terrorist countries this way hate here, America. You look at many countries of the world this way name attack America. Only at Israel and America is standing with us. Stand together with them. A Biafra person that live in America and you hate Trump, you are a terrorist. Your DNA is needed ASAP. Because at this point in time, everybody, wherever you live in Europe, Asia, you're supposed to support what America is doing for Biafrans. Go and support what we are doing. Support your freedom. When it took Niger, Washington, the lobbyists, the lawyers, when it tell Kuha, as an akpa agbala believe to Kenya, ha lift, wanyala honwabala janazu, kehu, wonder sigana amen. Since the Christians, since they've been buying Christians in Nigeria, since we not go Washington, you know, even Pope, oh, recently, okay, quite the larger, so Luna Jene Bakwa, Kiani Nedwe change. Support what your bello munegapa. Oboni me Nigeria is turn by turn. Nigeria PLC. Ehol Anthony Joshua ko just main way escape. Mad up or you see how we just escaped that trap. You see how two people buy. Most of them might not be Nigerians. To tell you that it can be you, it can be me. Who is next? Support your freedom. Hallelujah. They won.
They will. Oni. Yeah, are you ready? If you're not, I'm not now. We'll go ahead.
Okay. Let me go ahead.
Okay then.
You see. Okay. You wanted to speak.
He said he's not ready. He said he's not ready.
Okay. It's all right. You see, when Somaliland got unified with Somalia, one example we have to learn from there, and I want Biafrans to also learn that example. If we are not one, you can't be one. If we are not one, you can never be one. You see, they reunited with feeling that it was going to work out. But when there is so much of dangerous diversity, if you are not one, you can never be one. So, and our leader always talk about the black man with his black heart. You see, in those days, when a nation becomes independent, the entire world will look at Africa Union or OAU, maybe from Africa, that charity begins at home, to be on the forefront of recognizing that Africa, that young nation. But you can see that the AU has become irrelevant to the point that Israel ignored them, because this is an African nation. Recognition is supposed to have started from Africans, celebrating with their brothers who have been under subjugation. But today, they have become so irrelevant. And it has happened to Britain. The same thing happened to Britain. Britain has become so irrelevant. They have lost all their glory. And all this is tied to Biafra. All this is tied to Biafra. So we're going to look at the next segment is international law versus African politics. In Africa, we play a kind of politics that you can't see anywhere in any developed world. I don't know what is wrong with our Africans, and I can't fathom what is going on among Africans and in Africa. There is international law that regulates how a state can become independent. But in Africa, the way they play their own politics It runs contrary to this international law, even when it is glaring that a group of people have met in all the conditions. Africa has a way of playing their own politics. So we're going to look at international law as it applies to Somaliland and to us. Because like I said at the beginning, this what AU have done has a deeper unannounced meaning and intention. The whole thing is tied to Biafra. That if we support the recognition, or if we recognize them, then Biafra is going to be the next. But we don't care. Like we said, you don't need permission to be free. You don't need permission to be free. So let's look at international law versus African politics. The right to self-determination is enshrined in UN Charter. And most of these African AU countries, they are all members of the United Nations. And this charter has been domesticated by most of them, just like what we saw happening in Nigeria. Nigeria, who has domesticated some of the charters, and yet, when our leader was rendition, it was very clear and obvious that an international law had been broken. But Africa has a way of playing their own dirty politics. This is a dent on Africa. So the right to self-determination is enshrined. Those of you who are lawyers, you will know, if I ask now, you can educate us more about when the word enshrined is used. It's not just written. I think there's a legal meaning of enshrined in UN Charter. Not only that, it is protected by international human rights law. That is self-determination. So, on what basis, on what ground is a fellow African, a group of African countries under the umbrella of AU will refuse to recognize the freedom of their fellow Africans? Okay, are they enjoying what is happening in Somalia? The killings, are they enjoying it? Somebody is free and you are not happy about it. So, it is also recognized in global jurisprudence. That is the right to self-determination. Globally recognized in global jurisprudence. So on what basis is African Union refusing to recognize Somaliland? But the African Union replaces law with fear-based politics. The fear of Biafra will be the next. That is the whole politics they are playing. That the African Union replaces law with a fear-based politics. It prioritizes artificial colonial borders over human reality. They want to tell you this was how the borders Britain gave you, so you have to remain there. Even if it meant death to you, you just have to be there. So they prioritize artificial colonial borders over human reality. African Union chose dictatorial regimes over popular will of the people. The popular will of Somaliland people is to be free. What is democracy all about? It's not about the popular will. The people have said they want to be free. And if you say you respect democracy, why deny them the freedom? So African Union choose the dictatorial regimes. They amplify, they celebrate dictatorial regimes like the Tinubus over popular will of the people, as have been expressed by Somalilanders, as have been expressed by Biafrans, who voted over 450 million votes, saying we want to be free. African Union would rather prefer subjugation than people's popular will. African Union upholds elite preservation over peace. That's what's happening in Nigeria today. They gather themselves either in the Senate or in the House. All they know is all about themselves. They don't care whether the common man is free or not. What is going through, it's not their concern. It's not their concern. So, and the expense, all the expense of human, the whole attitude of African Union, what they have just shown is at the expense of human dignity. Popular consent is not respected, as have been demonstrated by the Somaliland people. They don't want sustainable peace. They know Nigeria have never known peace and will never know peace. But they know that if Biafra is taken out of Nigeria, there will be peace. They don't want sustainable peace. They don't want it. And in our case is legal. Somaliland case is legal. So on what basis is a fellow African Union, group of African states, are denying or is denying Somaliland their recognition? Let the truth be told, and let it be told very clear and loud. And what is this truth? What is this truth? The AU's rejection of Somaliland recognition is illegal in spirit and immoral in action. Their refusal to recognize Somaliland's independence is illegal in spirit and immoral in action. So let's look at economic war. Why Biafra terrifies AU? Why we are a terror to them? Why they are afraid of us? A free Biafran will be economically independent, no longer exploited. That's what AU is scared of. That's what they are scared of. Just like Somaliland is free to run their own affairs, to enter into treaties with other nations, to be who they are or created to be and pursue their own happiness, they don't want that. So what is their fear? Where are they scared that if Somaliland becomes free, then Biafra becomes the next? A free Biafra will be economically independent, no longer exploited. Biafra will be technologically driven. These are the things that AU is scared. Not only technologically driven, rather powered by innovation. That's who we are, and that's what is going to happen. Biafra will be entrepreneurially aggressive. Global competition will be involved in global competition. That is what is carrying AU. And we are going to be regionally influential. That is what is carrying the AU. It's not just about Somaliland. The whole thing is tied to Biafra. And I want to call on Biafrans all over the world, and homeland and in diaspora. You are facing extermination. You are facing death. You are facing genocide. And today we have a government that has been accepted by the #1 country in the world, United States. Our presence has been felt there. Our impact has been felt there. It is your duty as a Biafran to fund your government. It is your duty as a Biafran to fund your government. Because danger looms. So Biafra will be regionally influential, redefining West Africa. We are going to redefine West Africa. Just like what we are seeing in what country is that? This guy, Tore. You see, we are going to redefine West Africa.
Burkina Faso.
Our president.
Burkina
Hello?
Faso. Burkina
Yes,
Faso.
Burkina Faso. Yes. We are going to do better than that. I'm telling you. Those are the things AU is scared of. You see? And the fact that these things is going to be the qualities of Biafra is going to expose corruption in Nigeria. Emergence of Biafra is going to expose how bad and how terrible Nigeria is. And you know, Nigeria have planted themselves. You see, what they are doing today, they have planned it years back. Planted themselves everywhere. Planted themselves in AU. Planted themselves in ECOWAS. Planted themselves in United Nations. All over. These people were so prepared that wherever we go, no, we find God is right. No. But thank God they couldn't get inroad into the leader of the free world. So when Biafra comes, it will expose corruption in Nigeria in a very large scale. And it will expose the incompetency of ECOWAS, because we're going to be there. And we're going to come with civilized ideas, innovative ideas. So they are scared. But who cares? Because it's all about freedom. You don't need permission to be free. So our emergence is going to expose the incompetence in ECOWAS. And it's going to completely make AU irrelevant. Because we are going to there will be a revolution within the AU when we merge as a nation, as a member of the African Union. It's going to revolutionize that organization. So these are the things they are scared of. This is why AU continues on the path of suppression. This is why they continue on the path of suppression. They don't want us to be free. But like we said, we don't need their permission. Just like Somaliland did not need their permission. No African country recognized them, but Israel have done it. The same thing will happen to us. It will happen to us. So, AU lies when it talks about unity in Nigeria. AU lies when you talk about maintaining unity in Nigeria. You don't want Nigeria to be divided. This is just a fat lie. There is nothing about unity in Nigeria. There's nothing about, no resemblance of unity in Nigeria. There is no resemblance of unity in Nigeria. This is about economic captivity and not unity. What we experience in Nigeria is all about economic captivity, death, destruction, genocide, and not unity. False unity can never be unity, can never be a unity. False unity can never be a unity. Maybe AU may have forgotten. Maybe AU may have forgotten. But Biafra is here to remind African Union. We are here to remind AU of the fact of history that Nigeria has never been united and will never be united. If they have forgotten, we are here to remind them that Nigeria has never been united and will never be united. NNAMDI Azikiwe, called Zik of Africa, said, and I quote, just to remind AU that Nigeria has been united and will never be. It is better for us and many admirers abroad that we should disintegrate in peace and not in pieces. Meaning, what Zik meant is that he acknowledged that Nigeria was an artificial union of incompatible nationalities. In that expression that Zik made, all he acknowledged was Nigeria is an artificial union of incompatible nationalities. This quote reflects his fears that forced unity could lead to a violent collapse rather than peaceful separation. Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. That was Awolowo. These are the so-called founders of Nigeria. Just to remind AU, Nigeria has never been united and will never be. Awolowo said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. What did Awolowo mean when he said that? Awolowo meant that Nigeria was created by colonial convenience, not by shared history, culture, or values. So if the so-called founders never believed the unity of Nigeria, let us remind AU that our departure from Nigeria is non-negotiable. We have never been one and we can never be one. How about Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sardauna of Sokoto? The same Sokoto, the head of the serpent. This same Sokoto, the head of the serpent. What did he have to say about unity of Nigeria? We are reminding AU that Biafra has to go because Nigeria has never been free, never been one, and will never be one. Let me quote Sir Ahmadu Bello. The new nation called Nigeria should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Othman Danfodio. We must ruthlessly prevent a change of power. When you have this kind of mindset and as a leader, how will you ever expect peace? How will you ever expect unity? It's very unfortunate that when this was said or statement was made, people took him for granted that all will be well. But today we are seeing what their great-grandfather, as he mentioned, Othman Danfodio, the same Sokoto today, thank God for Donald Trump that he started with Sokoto. So what does all this mean? What message was he trying to pass across? Minister Ahmadu Bello. This quote reveals the ideological divide at independence and the North's determination to maintain political dominance. It only shows and indicates that the North had always to maintain political dominance, not national integration. So we are reminding AU, when you talk about Nigerian unity, Nigeria has never been united and it will never be. Unity is not what binds us in Nigeria, it is by force. There has never been unity that binds us in Nigeria. It has always been by force. And if you thinks, if African Union thinks, Biafrans will continue to be welded by force into a union that longs and craves for their total destruction and extermination from the surface of the earth, then AU should stop the dreaming and wallowing in corporate delusion. They should stop the dreaming and wallowing in corporate delusion. If they ever think that Biafrans will continue, this generation of Biafrans will continue to be welded by force. You know how welders weld something, welded by force into a union that longs and craves for our total destruction and extermination from the surface of the earth. You should stop the wallowing in corporate delusion. Nigeria was held and has continued to be held together by force of arms. What of Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa? These are people they refer to as the founders of Nigeria, and they are expressing their opinions, candid opinions. So on what basis should Biafra continue to be part of Nigeria, when those who claim to be fathers of Nigeria have all said it to the whole world that they never believed in the unity of Nigeria? So what of Sir Tafawa Balewa, the first prime minister? Did he have a different view from the others we have mentioned? No. Did he have a different view from the others? No. Not at all. Not at all. Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Nigerian first prime minister, had this to say about Nigerian unity. There are four of them now. All four, none was optimistic of Nigerian unity. So on what basis must we remain under this forced union? On what basis? These people are the people who you claim to be fathers of Nigeria, and they are telling you each one about what they think about Nigeria. Now listen to Sir Madubelo and Sir Tafawa Balewa, the first prime minister of the so-called Nigeria. Look at what he has to say. He says, since 1914, I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria in one country. You can see, not Nigeria trying to make Nigeria into one country. British government, Abubakar is saying that since 1914, not that Nigerians are striving, longing, aspiring to be one nation, but rather Britain have done a lot of havoc, and today they are paying the price. They are paying the price. And today they have lost respect before United States of America. They've lost respect before United States. That their glory has fallen like a pack of cards. Great Britain, their glory has collapsed. And Biafra is the reason. You can't hold God's children. You can't hold us down and you think you will be free. Never. So Abubakar said, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But themselves, can you imagine? Britain have been trying to make Nigeria one country, but Nigerian people themselves Is it not people that agree to be one? Is it not people that sit and discuss and agree that we are going to be one country, one nation, united? But look at what he's saying, that Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religions, beliefs, and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Brothers and sisters, when you hear things like this, that those who claim to be fathers of Nigeria, founders of Nigeria, none of them was optimistic that Nigeria is a united country. So let us remind African Union, you can't hold us down. Where Somaliland is free today and recognized by one of the world powers, the same is going to happen to Biafra. We're going to be the next. And I want to call again on Biafrans all over the world, in homeland. This is the opportunity you have. You must never miss it. You must never miss it. No country on earth has ever bombed Nigeria. No country in history. Nigeria has always been treated as a giant, as one of the most populous countries in Africa. So that respect has always been there. But today, we have an opportunity. All Biafrans of all walks of life, this is the time. Those traditional rulers in Biafra land, history is calling upon you. Talk to your subjects. They must support their freedom. Once again, I call on the bishops and the pastors. I am not here to criticize bishops and pastors. No, and I don't want anybody to criticize them. But we are here to open your eyes, to make you understand that you are facing danger. You are facing elimination. You are facing destruction. You are going to lose your churches. You are going to lose your members if you do not fund your freedom. That's what we are saying. If you do not fund your freedom, you will lose your members. They will be forcefully converted to Islam. You will lose your churches, your mega churches. You will lose everything, and you yourself will either be slaughtered and beheaded, or you'll be forced to convert. So no, there's no escape for anybody. Everybody must be involved. Everybody must be involved. Everybody must be involved in funding Biafra, because this is the last hope. Biafra is the only and the last hope for our survival. The only and the last hope for our survival. So all hands must be on deck. You are a professor, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are a lawyer, whatever aspect of life you major in. Biafrans of all walks of life. History is calling upon everyone to stand tall at this critical moment. Fund your freedom. Nothing is as priceless as freedom. Nothing is as beautiful as freedom. Nothing is as dear as freedom. You travel abroad, those of you who are politicians, you go there, you enjoy the atmosphere, you enjoy liberty, you enjoy freedom, all the amenities, social amenities, everything that life can afford. And let me also say this. God made man, but man built America. God created man, but man built America. It was not God who built America. It was man who built America. So we must all come together to build our nation. God has created us, giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to create a very beautiful nation, a powerful nation. Just like God created Americans and they built America. So when the so-called four founding fathers of Nigeria, none of them was optimistic that Nigeria is a united nation. What else? What else? I will halt here in case if anybody has anything to say before I continue.
Onyeka, are you ready now?
Go and grab the mic. You know, almost 40 people watching from Facebook or YouTube. Mandi TikTok. Go and grab the mic.
Yeah,
You
I
got
don't think he is.
support. You
That's why you. Yes, I'm not ready.
Oh, ka a na-egwu na-emeche na ọmụmụ nọ na Chicago ka a na-egwu. Ị na-alụ ọrụ, ana m atụ wọk. Mgbe elu na iweta ego, ịkọlịsị ebe a. Remember, survivors of yesterday are the victims of tomorrow.
Okay.
And okay. If you don't support, ị naghị abịa gwa ndị na-eweta okwu nkasi obi. Ị naghị etinye ego nke gị ma gị nwa bụ nọọsụ, ị nọ na Amerịka, ị na-arụ ọrụ, ị na-egelu from us because ana m ahụcha ụnụ ncha niile. Yes, gị nwa. Oluo na fundraising, ego ahụ ị na-alụta gị mbụ doctor well, gị mbụ nọọsụ well. Ị gaghị abịa weta wee gonye ndị gbanite aja n'ụkwụ ndị na-aga aga. Survivors of today might be a victim of tomorrow. Ndị nọ na homeland na bọọnụ data ha na-abịa na-agwa gị okwu, na-agwa gị ka ị ga-esi nwere onwe gị, encouraging you to do what you are supposed to do. You that is watching, have you shared? Mmadụ one share ihe a. Ndị nọ na homeland ga-ewetekwu ego, weta okwu ọnụ ha, tinye dia sweat. Ime ego nọ a na-ego ofu data bundle na zoo 15 ofu klik ọgwụ na ha bịa gwakwu ego okwu. Ị na-ezogharị na-amịgharị na-hide iche na ya na-ahụ ụnụ. Mana oluo na end of year party, Christmas party, jego ihe $1,000 ị na-eyi a day. Check your wardrobe. Akwa one ka ị nwelụ, ugbo one ka ị yiri ya na America, na Europe, na Asia. Ụmụnne gị ana-anwụ, ana-agwụ okwu ndụ. You are buying clothes when we are talking about life. Biafra lives matters. If you abandon you, can't you know that your brothers and sisters' life matters? If you cannot give you freedom, can't you take it by force? If America is speaking, what have you done to support their actions? Britain is going down. America don't want to go down with them, in as much they are their brothers and sisters. They have seen what the terrorists are doing in their countries. Everybody's eyes are on Britain now. London is falling down in the hands of the terrorists. America don't want that. God bless America. If you're watching this, say God bless America. God bless Biafra. God bless Israel. Nobody wants to be with terrorist countries. Nobody wants to allow their God-given country to be taken by terrorists. Kunite nonora. Nke nwa bụ nọọsụ ekwere your earpiece na-ege ihe anyị na-ekwu. Doctor, you are listening. Technology, the Uber driver, you are listening. Ịnyatacha ihe ahụ, ịbịa bịa support ndị na-eje jelugu okwu ọnụ gị. We didn't see you in Washington because anamolu. You think we don't have job? All the people you saw their faces in Washington, you think that they don't have anything to do that day? For 3 good days, some people sacrifice 1 week. Do you know how much is it? The same group of people you still see on a fundraising on a daily every Saturday and Sunday. What have you done? Freedom is not given. The meaning of freedom is free. Do by me. You must free yourself. You do it. The last M means Me, you, yes, you. In a checker, a veteran dragon will afraid on Cheganaka. In a check NNAMDI KANU Kopota, in a chef Simon Ekpakopota. Obona Bukaran kidnap all your father, your mother, your family members. Chalohaka hajaka hapota by themselves. And when he hear wait for them to come out to release themselves by themselves. God bless Biafrans. They won't know them.
They were my sister, babe. Don't mind our fellow Biafrans. Did you see them trooping home this Christmas? There was big traffic jam around the night on a Chahed bridge. Trooping home, forgetting that it's somebody that made them to be coming home for Christmas. Shishi ha at the honia. If it's not for Eastern Security Network, Amam na hakagana another Christmas by now. Mana Christmas ako hekwe. Hey, buru moto haka monkey. Badawa East. When you tell them to come and contribute and support what we are doing, has said no IPOB. If not for our daddy Trump this December, only God knows the Pampa Fulani will have Tala. The whole country. You're going home for Christmas. What we are trying to tell our fellow Biafrans is that with or without you people, we are pushing forward. People that are not contributing towards this freedom, you were not contributing, but look at the stage that we are in now. There are people that made us to reach this stage. We are definitely forging forward. We will continue to advocate for funds. Also get also got na mana mgbe anwụ ga-achọ whatever. Achụ ya na Owerenchi. I've forgotten how to put that in Igbo.
Otu ọbụla isi tinye ya, otu ọbụla isi kwuo ya, ha ga-aghọta. Ebe ha feel na anaghị amị. Otu ọbụla isi kwuo ya, otu aka ndị ara. Ka a bịa na-arịọ unu si na bịa fọndụ unu freedom unu because unu che na ndị Amerịka ga-abịa tie freedom n'aka unu. Short, ka m chee ego, let me wait until it gets to my turn.
Maazị Onyeka, if you want to chip in something before we move on to the next topic. Okay. No, you can go ahead then.
Okay, they want to buy my fellow country people. I bring a special greetings to each and every one of us, as usual. This greetings, sometimes the greetings are very important now. So, let us take it like that. Whether you are in morning, whether you are in the afternoon, whether you are in the evening, just know that it is Biafra o'clock. As long as you are listening to this program, it is Biafra o'clock. It is either Biafra or nothing. That is the reason why we are here, because we cannot longer joke with our freedom. So we don't care. Like I just saw the topic here, like the AU hypocrisy exposed. It's been a long time now. This AU of 18, who will you help? Who will you help? All those people that have been serving the West interest and be serving for their own personal interest, or looking for appointments from here to here, dragging for positions, colliding, coming together to, for their own personal interest, putting forward their Islamic agenda, to conclude whatsoever that they are trying to do. So that should not even be our problem. Like what we see happening today, the recognition of Somaliland, and the hypocrisy and the way they have ganged like vultures, like, as usual. So the fact is that as for we, the Biafrans and the Somalian people, we really congratulate them, and we are very, very happy for their independence, and we wish them, success. And the same thing also goes to we, the Biafran people. So, you know, when we are this freedom that we are talking about, this Biafra that we are talking about, we should remember that is a thing of history. And it didn't start today. You know, that's why I always make my reference from 1967, because we really need to know where we started from. Even before then, you know, this is who we are. So even though the British and their so-called collaborators, they try to, you know, bring divisions and you know, try to prolong all these issues, you know, try to, you know, bring divisions among us, but they still to today they haven't succeeded. So we should remember that this freedom that we are talking about is not something that maybe we should be expecting that someone is going to give it to us, just like as we have been doing it in the past. And this is the reason why our internal leader Dean Muchuku, you know, have to fund, you know, we all know this history. The liberation of Biafra didn't start today. It started with funding. If there was no fund, then would have all been gone. Like, you know, if there was no fund, would have all been gone. If somebody did not volunteer, you know, to take it up, you know, where would we have been today? On which ground would we have been today? Maybe trying to say we want to talk. Where would we have the ground to talk, less of even have our Biafran Liberation Army? Where would they be? So, you know, all these things, we have to understand that it didn't start today. No matter the sabotage didn't start today as well. So, but above all that, we have gone through so many stages, we have gone through so many parts, and we have come to understand that, you know, a point that, you know, even before the kidnapping of our leader, NNAMDI Kanu, he said that you cannot stop Biafra. Oh God. He said that there is no man or woman born on this earth that can stop Biafra. And before he was kidnapped, he left the template for us. It was in the open. You understand? The template was in the open. It only takes an intelligent and, you know, those that can think critically to understand and know that this time around the game didn't change, but it advanced. You know, it advanced to a progressive step, a progressive point. But, you know, so many of us was like, you know, interested in money. You have been donating this one, take the money and go. How will you not come and support Berima? How will you not come and do this? How will you come and do? That was what you people were singing. But the sacrifice, remember, time, money, everything was given. Everything was given. Same with our leader, NNAMDI Kanu. Same with our internal leader, Dimoju. Everything was given. Maybe we will not baptize each and every one of you. Total for now, Gary up and down. December, jeep, mad people everywhere, useless people. You people think that you people can be relevant with all those nonsense Tokubo cars and those nonsense houses and all those nonsense words. People think you are quite for which person face on this are they relevant for who? Now for all those innocent poor people who never even know road to airport. Now go on every day on go to show on herself for on the Chris. Ono jukwu uche, ono makwa ihe, ono nezuzu. Ono feel now all this kind of nonsense, all this kind of nonsense life, all this kind of nonsense mentality, or what these things can Dimojuku, Chineke akpu nini loko, or all these things can Dimojuku upon here Chineke jiri goes upon all the whole words God used to bless it. This man, he sacrificed everything. It's only you people that know how to protect your own. You people know how to carry your children abroad. Only you people know how to save. Hey, I don't know. You know, when we are saying all these things, sometimes maybe you will listen to my voice now and get angry and say, this one is second. That day, I will choke my fingers in your eye that day. I will not even wait for you to explain. Because you people don't know the pain. You don't know the pain. You don't know the kind of humiliation. You don't know the insult. A whole Biafras, a whole kings and queens like us, mad people everywhere, You with the Alamajiri in our land. You people want to bring Babiala in our land. You people should go to the north. Before the kidnapping of our leader, NNAMDI Kanu, he said everything for us to use our brain to think and to know what to do, even when he is not there. Mad people everywhere, foolish people. You people think that because NNAMDI Kanu was kidnapped, then you people want to bring in business, trying to bring more infiltration, trying to bring more sabotage, and some gullibles allow themselves to be used at a critical time like this. But none of you succeeded. Did you succeed? No. That is what NNAMDI Kanu was telling each and every one of you. And you still have the opportunity to retrace your steps now. When it will happen. When it will happen. Na Chineke mebere ka Chineke mebere ka ndị otu Chineke dona anyị ndụ ya ogologo ndụ mebere ka ndị otu anyị like somebody like Nkudu number like ndị otu ka anyị nọrọ na gate. I no go to na gates. Chineke mebere biko. Oh na I know if you say ndị ga-aka anyị njọ ka ha nọrọ na gate, because if you say before ị na-ewepụta isi ibu sef agwagodu go ọnọdụ ị ga-anọ ka ikwetegodu na ọ na-eme, because unu chefuru na all those 5 million of our brothers and sisters ndị agha staff ka m bidogodu from there. Upon and ndị niile egbuchiri n'agha unu feeling all those things because na emechara bịa ihe unu 2030 pass unu na unu jishi you people are now can build two bedroom apartment and build one bungalow and buy a Tukumbo Ferrari that you cannot even apply on the road. Upon your bulletproof car, all of you will get accident. The Dangote Fulani trainer we perish all of you on the road over one day, and that will just be the case. More people, if the police did not kidnap you, the road will buy you. If the road did not buy you, Dangote trailer will buy you. What is the need now? What is the need of this money? You know, what is the need of what is the need of all this foolishness? Why you dey buy all those? Why you dey buy them? Why? In a time like this, what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? When we are in a critical time, our life is at stake. They are raping our people. They are trying to invade our land. The little contribution, you know, you like celebration, you know, you like merriment. Contribute your money to the right part. Contribute your money, support the defense of your land. You say no. Tomorrow, when Nigeria happen to you now, you will start shouting. You will start calling on the same, because some of you are very foolish. You will start calling on the same terrorists to come and come to your rescue. The governor, Kamo, you are all stupid. How many? Since all this while, you people have been shouting, all those people. How many of you people have gotten any results? None. But if you people have been supporting your government, supporting your freedom, do you think that any time that such thing will just happen like this, and if we people have sense, if all no way, then maybe mistakenly something will just happen. They say they kidnap our people. Then you don't need to come on social media to make announcement. You as a Biafran that you are, madman, mad woman that you are, because you think you have 10 million that you want to go and give the same thing group that will still come and kidnap more of you. You call your government as a responsible idiot. You will see action because we are supporting. It will not even happen. It will not happen. But because you people are feeling reluctant, you people are feeling so stupid, you people are depending on the nonsense and fetish of Fulani Janja with the people think all those things will fail you, because when the time will come, they will not be there. You will call their number, they will not pick. You understand? You will call their number, they will not answer you. You understand me? So me, I don't think that I really have much to say, but the only thing I will just use to conclude here is that as for the AU and their hypocrisy, we have seen enough, and that is not an excuse. You know, any country that has been, that has been recognized and you know, and be able to conduct their election. You know, for the past 5 years, they haven't conducted any election in Somaliland. So this was a very, very, you know, a very, very turnout election, successful one, and, you know, which drew the attention of recognitions, such like the Israeli Prime Minister recognizing Somaliland, and also we, the Biafran people, we are also congratulating them, you know, and also recognizing them as well, even as we, you know, wait patiently, even as well as we wait patiently for looking forward for our own recognition as well in no distant time. So we really need to fund, you know, our recognition. We really need to fund our freedom. We really need to do everything possible because the opportunity has been given. One of our, I think one of our sisters, I don't know who was saying that you know, there was never a time in history that you know, the so-called contraction has been, you know, trapped and dealt with in a manner like this, and which is happening now as an act of a failed state, as an act of a country which has already been designated as a country of a particular concern. So this is more, and these are just few or more that are yet to come to that contraction. So as for you, as a Biafran, you have hope. So, but if you refuse to recognize the hope you have, I don't know what will happen, because I don't know what will be the condition, you know, by the time we, the Biafran people, you know, as we, the Biafran people, will be recognized, and you yourself as a Biafran that you have refused, you know, or maybe you have decided to follow the wrong path, and you have been decided to be deceived, you know, foolishly. I don't know what will be your fate by then, because where Biafra will be recognized under the Biafran government in exile, you will hear it, you will still be doubting, because I know that so many of you will still be very, very stupid. Even when you will get it, you will still be very, very stupid. You think that you think that is something that you will come and be doing by this thing. Don't worry, we are waiting for that time, because you know, when we are saying that the lawsuit, you know, against all those ones that has already sabotaged, you know, we respected our prime minister and we did what we did. And when we are telling them that those things will be revoked in no distant time, they think that is a joke. We have focused, we cannot be distracted, and they have taken advantage of, you know, our silentness, or maybe thinking that we have just forgotten them, and they are advancing, you know, continue doing their sabotage, you know, the warnings that was given to them, that they should stop using, you know, all those things, they keep doing, no problem. So, but when the time will come, they will all answer their case when the time will come. But for now, our focus is, you know, focusing on our defense and focusing on our recognition, you know, making sure that the international community is, you know, fully aware of our liberation, of our freedom, of what we are doing. So we really need to continue to fund. So that is all I can say for now, because Africa and their Africa complicity, you know, Somaliland, Biafra, and Africa complicity. So the complicity is something that, you know, we just have to stand our ground, just like as we have been standing before. Because if we allow all these their thoughts, or if we allow these their negative thoughts, or maybe like, for example, them putting themselves together saying they are not recognizing, so no, those words does not count. Now they are on their own. They are on their own. So when what is going to hit them will hit them, then they will be able to face the consequences. Or the only thing is that I just pity for, you know, most of their citizens that might not understand what, you know, what they are into already. So, but I believe that with time, you know, most of all these African citizens, because I'm not talking to the government, because most of their citizens are innocent and they are ignorant of what is going on, you know. But I know that the master plan and the mastermind of all these things is, you know, coming from the contraction, which is the Nigeria. So because of the emergence of Biafra, You know, so how can they recognize Somaliland when Biafra is already agitating? How can Nigeria, Nigeria, the contraction that is already a failed state, recognize Somaliland? Somaliland is even better than Nigeria as we speak now. You understand? It's even better because there is security. They have government that can protect their citizens. They can go to their market. They can do their things. They can conduct free and fair election. Is it not better than the contraction that most of you are talking about today? So that is why we, the Biafran people, we are not Nigeria, we are Biafrans. So as you, as a Biafran that does not understand and does not see yourself as a Biafran, or maybe you still think that you are putting one leg in, one leg. No, you have to know where you are now. If you are a Biafran, you are a Biafran. If you are in Nigeria, you are in Nigeria. You understand? Because Nigeria is a failed state. Because I don't know what will be the outcome of the so-called shithole called Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say here is that I just pray that, you know, most of all these African countries, their citizens will be able to understand the kind of deep mess, you know, that their leaders are trying to put them in. But if they are comfortable living under Islamic one Islamic African nation, just like all of them has ganged themselves, as if maybe all these things now that they are doing, their citizens are aware of it. So, but the problem is that they will see it, they will not talk. But maybe if they are comfortable, like I have said, I don't have problem with that. That one is their own problem, because freedom is freedom. That is what we demand. That is what we want. So, and that is the reason why we are fighting for that's the reason why we are fighting for our land. We are fighting for our freedom, fighting for our nation. So that we'll be able to exercise our rights, we'll be able to exercise that freedom, that liberty that, you know, or other people also, you know, exercise. But under Nigeria, or under this Islamic state of Africa, or this AU, I don't think that this freedom, or this group of African countries under this AU that have ganged themselves to say say no to the recognition of the Somaliland. These are not African. These are not the these organizations are not really serving for the interest of the African people, just as they might claim to be. So that is just the fact. So, and I believe that so many African citizens has already rose up, and they are against all this all these things that they are doing. So, but I hope to see more. But that is not the issue. But the only thing is that we, as a Biafrans, we have to continue to push, because we should know that when our recognition will come, it will also be like this. It might be like this. It might, you know, it might be something that you won't expect. It might just, you know, boom. So, and we should not be expecting much. The only thing that we should be expecting now and should be more concerned is our international negotiation, which our international recognition, and our defense. So if we can defend our land, if we can be able to, you know, at least control our land, you know, be able to defend our land, control our land, and be able to see if, you know, we can conduct such, you know, such election, you know. So all these things that we see happening in Somaliland are some of the things that we are expected to see in Biafra land. But under what? Under one government. It cannot be under this organization. When this one is saying this one, the other one wants to say this one, and you don't know which one, and you say you don't know where to stay, and you say you don't know what to do. No, that is not the case. So the only government we have, if you want, you can make your research. You make your research, you will see that the only government that is, you know, fighting and you know, speaking for the Biafran people is Biafran government in exile. There's no doubt. Forget about all these other groups, that call themselves this, all this army, all this tafia, they will just come. Forget about all these people. All those things you see them posting, all those things you see them writing, it's just because there's nobody it's not because, you know, nobody cares. Nobody just want to, you know, they don't have evidence. You have to be very, very wise. Do not allow them to deceive you, because they are on where they are now. They are on Facebook, where they know that they cannot give you evidence, where they know you cannot ask questions. They once in a while they just come and post something and disappear. Once in a while they come and post something and disappear. Whatsoever they give them, they come and post, they disappear. And these are the kind of people you follow. When you ask them questions, they don't give you they only expect you to ask them what they want, what they like to hear. They only expect you to always praise them, even when they are wrong. Is this the kind of line that you have decided to follow, and you think that it is the right path? So that is the reason why I'm trying to draw our attention and letting us know that we have just one government. And this government must be funded. This government must be supported if we need results, if we need fast results. And this government is not any other government than the Biafran government in exile. It has not changed. It has not changed. Forget about those who parading themselves or what's called USB charger or what they call it. No, do not be deceived. Forget all those they are suit and all those they are nonsense. This thing that they are, all those things that they are wearing, all those things that they are doing. Do not allow those things to deceive you. Do not allow those things to deceive you. Where are their offices? From where are they tweeting? From where do they report? Can they show you their office? Can they come out boldly? Can they be transparent? These are the same criminals who were asking for accountability. Since how long now have they been transparent? Have they been accountable of what they have been doing? How many accountability have they given to you? Ask yourself question. Or if you have been contributing or you have not been contributing, ask what have they been doing? Is it just only coming on social media to tweet or post? Or where are they reporting their activities? Which news, which social media, which news are carrying their? Is it just only Facebook and just within you yourself? So is this the kind of path that you have chosen to remain? No, tell me.
If I catch you there,
for what reason are you still foolishly, even though you are not contributing, are you still foolishly, still staying there? Or what are you doing there? Why can't you come out and join light? So that at least we'll be able to achieve what we want on time. Like I said, our leader, NNAMDI KANU, he laid the template down. It was open for each and every one of us to understand when a time like this comes, because he knew. He told us everything that we needed to know. We don't need anybody to come and start telling us, hey, no, so this is what you should do, and thinking this is what you should do. This is what you should do. No. We don't need that. That is why we all have now become, the gospel preacher. Because we learned a lot. We listened. We know. It's not just it is just by the wisdom and by the grace of God. All these things that we are saying here, sometimes when we open this place, we come here, we grab the mic, we talk for hours, we talk for time. It's not just that maybe we have a script on our face here. We don't have any paper. We don't have any book here. This is just the words of wisdom that when it comes is a message. If you take the one that is good for you, leave the one that is not good for you. It is you that know. Our leader, NNAMDI KANU, he showed us the way to follow. He showed us the original map to Biafra. By what? Doing what? He set up an Eastern security network. That was like the map. He told us that we must fund them. That these people are going to be guiding our bushes and our forests. That we must fund them. That these Fulani Janjaweed, that they are coming. That they are now in our bushes and in our forests. What happened? Immediately they saw the establishment of Eastern Security Network and the unveiling of Eastern Security Network. They all ganged, and not knowing that, even including those ones that were parading themselves as you didn't know when we start. Do you know when we start? All those criminals, they were all bought already. Even those criminals, they didn't even have idea. It was only the day, I believe that it was the day this network was unveiled. That was when most of all these criminals, they have idea. Immediately the contract was given to them. They did not even waste time because they have been looking for the opportunity to sabotage our leader, NNAMDI KANU. But to God be the glory, he has already laid the template for us. He has already shown us the map. It only takes among all the whole men, all the whole women in Biafran land, it only takes one. That is why God will always bring out one for us. If he brought out Dimojuku, did Dimojuku come and ask you to donate money? Mad people. Did they ask you to donate money? He knew the responsibility. He knew the task. He knew that Chukwu Kikabiama has given me. He did what he had to do for us to have grant today. Some of you think that all those things will be in vain. Don't worry. You think that all those sacrifices will be in vain. Thank God that I know this. Thank God that I now understand all these things, because I wish I did not understand this thing and I just leave this world. Even inside my grave, it would have been paining me. So all of you are not comfortable in Lagos, comfortable doing all these things you are doing, thinking that the sacrifice of our heroes and our heroines, the sacrifice of Ikoso and the rest of them, the sacrifice of our leader NNAMDI KANU and Samonekpa and the rest of them, the sacrifice that each and every, you see, even the one that I'm doing now, this one that I'm saying, you think it will be in vain, God will punish all of you. The same way you as an Igbo man, you know how to do business, because all of you think that you know how to do business. They say Igbo man, business. You always look for gain. It's the same thing now. This thing we are doing here now. My gain is that I just want Biafra to come. Let Biafra be recognized. The same thing to each and every one of us. And you think that all this effort and both those that have paid with their blood, you think that it will be in vain when we are fighting for our rights, a just cause. They never born you. So this are what our leaders has already shown us and already taught us, and we're supposed to know. Immediately he was kidnapped, the Eastern Security Network, it was sabotaged. We all saw it. What was their target? Their target was to bring down that defense. Immediately I wish they succeeded in breaking down that defense, just like as the way they were doing it. Some of you foolishly, when people like us were worried during that time, some of you foolishly, and God brought somebody like our Prime Minister who came in. God also brought what we have. God gave us a government, even not only in the homeland and even in exile, to make sure that all this whole thing is being coordinated and our ground is being held. God bless the de facto government in the homeland. The de facto government in the homeland was able to make sure that the defense of Biafran territory did not slack behind. They make sure that everything was in order. Today, we have the Biafran Liberation Army. This Biafran Liberation Army was also unveiled. Immediately, the Biafran Liberation Army was unveiled. Then, the illegal detention and the illegal arrest of our Prime Minister was facilitated. Even so many of them came up and laid bounty on him for fighting a just cause. But knowing fully that he is leading us in the right path, he went ahead and, sacrificing even his political career in Finland, sacrificing everything that Chukwu Kikabiama, just like every other previous leaders of that God has given to us, has sacrificed to making sure that we are here today, making sure, assuring us even before now that when we follow this template, that when we follow this path, that we must get to where we are going to. But some of you, what happened? A little shake of the breeze, a little shake of the tree, you decide to fall off like a rotten mango. What a pity! What a shame! What a disgrace! At this critical time, a little shake, you decided to fall off from the tree like a rotten mango. Now ask yourself a question. When you fell off like a rotten mango, did you land very well? Have you been able to stand up? I will hit my mic here because I can see my senior citizen's hand is up. I will not allow her to lose her line of thought. Definitely, I believe she has something to say quickly. Sister Stella, Permit me, my host, Madam Inki, Sister Stella's hand is up. I'll yield my mic here. Thank you.
Sharing. What you cannot do, others are doing it. Kono haka biko. Kedende na TikTok na ako na aka not easy. Wisdom is not by age. If you are and you are foolish.
Auntie Stella, if you are there, you can unmute your mic. I don't. Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm here.
I enweghị co-host ewepụliwe senior citizen. Mommy Chicago ekenekwe m go.
Million co-host and go to the show space. We try refresh. You know, we get refresh. I ekenekwe m no ndị be anyị niile. Veteran, salute you. Obi Chicago, salute you. Onyeka, salute you. 1 million. Tuto, Nki, David. We are many here. We are many. Happy New Year, everyone. Share. Like our sister said, share. And the topic is AU hypocrisy exposed. Yes, so I found out that whatever we Africans want to do, their job is to press us down like witches and wizards. You understand? Their own is to make sure we don't lift up our heads. This is the job of AU, African Union. That has been their job. If not, so tell me, Africa has even ever been better because it was created, the AU was created? No, their duty has been, they connived with Arabs. We go there, it's all Arabs. They connived with Arabs and they continue to press us down. Anywhere any African country want to lift up their head, have you ever even had them spoken on your behalf? I mean, Biafra has been massacred from 1967 till date. Well over 20 million Biafrans have been massacred on the altar of keeping Nigeria still as one. Have you had AU or whatever their name is? Have you ever had them say anything? I mean, come to people's rescue. You'll be thinking, who is working in AU? Who are the people? The president of AU from where? Originally from, that's what we even be looking at. Occupy important positions of our lives. Just like what is happening in Nigeria. Look at Nigeria. Meanwhile, Nigerians are not ruling Nigerians. Arabs are ruling Nigerians. I wanted to ask, who is the president of AU? Is he an African? Or an European? Or an Arabian? This is what we even find out. I don't know how would they continue to disorganize us as a race, as a people. I don't know. Is there anything we did as African nations? Did we do anything? Today I was hearing that Christianity came all the way from the 1st centuries. I thought it was on the colonial that they brought. No, it has been there. You heard about Ethiopian eunuch in the Bible. We saw even, what is that? They have been brainwashing us and we are not getting it. We are not understanding it. And they have been dealing with us. Free us. So, if it's, you're talking to one person, free me. Free us. Free Biafrans. Free Africans. Because what is that? What did we do differently? Before you can create a new nation, you create a government in exile. We have created our own. As if God, all the intelligent people in this world, they're no more intelligent. They don't understand what is government in exile. This is why Finland have the guts. I mean, the guts to arrest a prime minister of a government, Biafra. Like our own Biafra government in exile. does not make sense to them. Government in exile, is it different from ours? I don't understand. They have the guts. President of Finland have the guts to arrest another president. No, check it out now. Till today, they've not, in fact, till today, they've not even come around to say, you know what, we really messed up. They have seen America bomb Nigeria, bomb, not even Nigeria, bomb the terrorists in Nigeria. That's enough is to tell Finland to release Simon Ekpa. That he's not a terrorist. Terrorists are there moving up and down. You know, they've been hiding it after the bombing. Now, the villagers are bringing out video. Villagers are bringing out video in their thousands. Look at these terrorists. Here's Wapo, Boko Haram, Lakurua, all joined together. They are running for their lives, changing direction and locations. Finland, is they not seeing it? AU, are they not seeing it? I don't understand. That's why sometimes I feel suffocated of what is going on. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this freedom is in our hands. So, you know, we were trying to find out how Somaliland, you know, did theirs, how they succeeded. You don't tell me they've not experienced sabotua. I don't know if our own sabotage is bigger than theirs. I don't understand. Eh? This morning, I was just moving around. I saw Daddy Oranjo shouting and shouting on top of her voice against our APM. I was like, what did this man self do to you? I sat down, I took time to listen to this girl. I want to hear exactly what our APM did to her. Guys, you know what I resolved? You know what I found out? Envy, jealousy, sadness. Listen, if that one car, if that one, you're watching no. You want to move no dink, na go. You know, you might not hear na go. You're you'll be a normal person. I mean, I was really listening because I said, come on, oh no, yeah. This lady, it doesn't mean that she is deaf, dumb, and blind on top of the situation we are in. Oh no, here. Oh no, video. I'm just saying, no, only deceive on the bang. In NNAMDI we have 1,300 Biafrans. Yeah? The Bible one guy is where they all caught since if go to Yanka, Lisa Yanka, Abron goes on it, Yakan goes off here. Ungoyanka one, when you may be here. On a maybe here, I won't look at them. In fact, this lady spoiled my day. Never check who can even there is the. That is, I've never seen this kind of sabotage. I wanted to ask you, this Somaliland, this their sabotage, did it get to the level of the ones we are experiencing? Yeah? All the when a government here, the law at the Oranja. You want to remember what to bad. Eh? What's it? No, okay, nobody. Nobody. You say, I say, nobody. No, yeah, it was dangerous. I'm not how to. It is dangerous as a person. That the orange. It is dangerous. Get to get to can no phone police now. You only know on national. Now mother was here. Some poly was so cool look at so to her out. Also, now for was no. Agbalu ngene agbalucha ngene osno agbalucha ngene gwale ha nna chi bunu na o we si na agbalucha ngene gwale na n'oge nkere mele ogwu gbuo two people out of each state and ogbu 80 people ka o wee nwee dominion over all of us na anyị niile wu ndị eriri ịghọta na ogwu oge nkere gwu gbochaze we si n'oge nkere we si ọnụrụ na mmadụ no na nyawa dara manara akpọzi ya all this while because nya ejego gwọrị ọgwụ. Can you imagine? Yo obodo oyibo nke pụtake na ada dị ọra ma onwe dịbe onye nọ n'ime village unu ya not better than you. Obodo Igbo nke pụta, or such adịghị, you know, as in when you go to Rome, you behave like Romans. Obodo Igbo nke pụta, when you either you can as well back where you're coming from, because when you want mele, when you are not cha. When you ịchetala, when you ịmụtala na ịfụtala obodo Igbo. It as shrewd as somebody inside the village that have never seen the civilization of this world. Even people inside the deep hakarama. At least on the okay, I'm going to this kind of a thing. Have you done your own research? You know, now, France, even in a law, you have Google. Go and do your find out, is this true? Go to bring your website. Go and find see what okay. Because you're distracting us. In a disturbing name. I can't go put on a with a going cannot there now cost I name. None in a watch like the pick phone and I have cut through like her. Who need not there now cut through. What is that? I don't know free our people because free Biafrans because can now free Biafrans. Stop brainwashing our people. If you're myopic and you can't see, allow some can see. Your word is deceiving them. I'm with the double face we henka because oh did the enemy or call her? Or did the call? Get there be who unknown Luaka and Luaka. A book on a be who open a wall one. A beck or that door ranger. But when I go at the ranger and make a Biafra weather, nothing. So he to knock on a wolf. Everybody should just fold his or her hands. Since they have collected APM, collected PM, collected NNAMDI KANU, we should all just fold our hands and then begin to yab in the website, as in the what do you call it, social media. That's all you want us to be doing. Adade Oranja. You have not seen Ogenkere go to Washington DC. You've not seen Biafrans do press briefing in Washington DC. You've not seen it. Ibulishi, ida afuzo. Kila afuzo, the one here. Think I want to be looking at your YouTube behind. How no one had name like you? Well, pick. So on general YouTube handle that your own jechunana. Or which I want to be. So people tell you let they drive around the website now. Give you other things name. What kind of people are you? So we are excited. Sorry, on the bang. I need to address this because a lot of things are going on the other way around. So I want to sort it out. So, like I said it now, all a move in the spirit. Now counter, now nullify all the nonsense they are throwing in the air there. In the name of Jesus. We are working with the living God, and there's nothing they can do. Freedom we must get. All Somaliland they can get, we can get. I bet you that Somaliland also experience saboteurs. They experience nonchalance. They experience so many things. But if they could survive, succeed, we can succeed. We can do this. Biafrans, we can do this. We can do it. You see me? You see me? Nothing. It took time. Because you have only one ton of animals, what is that on him? Can we with this lady? Okay, now deal with a video, yeah. APM Mellow, our Christmas greetings to us. We're not calling it. So, even now, to idiot, to throw say, upon personal grudges that this girl has with our APM Korea. He was very, very unforgiving spirit. You need a deliverance, Ada. You need a real deliverance. Unforgiving spirit in career, what my one kettle. Man, I'm going to wine, Juleji. Reference when wine. So I won't know one use well. Idago, Idalada, and you forever remain on the floor. What kind of nonsense is this? Dear friends, if Somaliland can do this, we can do it too. Bullying and Obi, all challenge. I have to bully on one. Now will I challenge? I want to shout out to all of you. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. From APM to our cabinet members to our everybody. So let's move on. 2026 is our year. Oh, my nonsense, I'm not calling you. You got to go. My call man. Never know this lady. I know. You see, you want your Biafra. You want your Biafra. You want your Biafra. You could see my never by now. It's a body bunker. Huh? Okay, kere suzo ibo si na yata zibo oge kere na so. Oge kere se de kwenu nwa anya biko. Ebele na eme, ebele zi meketeli ya. Ina aju mmadu anokwa n'ụlọ. Onye enwekwa ụmụaka. Onwekwa na elda nkwa ị na-ekwunyelu gị okwu na advice gị. Atikpodokwa gị mkpu. People, I drop my mic here. Thank you for the opportunity you have given me and bye from here. Because was I talking to myself? Can somebody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. David, you can now go on. Okay. Okay. Let me continue. If there is nobody on this on
Can I
the
say
on the
something,
speaker.
please? I just wanted to talk to our people, please, concerning travel.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Can somebody hear me? Please, concerning traveling security, we are told when you are traveling, please don't carry your whole family inside one car. Don't put your whole family inside one car, please, because it don't make sense. When you're traveling, divide yourselves. You know, in case of kidnap and anything, so that no when they carry the whole family. So divide yourselves like into 3 different vehicles, or you know, if you must travel, people are already in downtown. So when you're coming to your resident places, please divide yourself. Don't enter mother, father, or children inside the same car. Don't do that. We are at war. Thank you, veteran, for the opportunity. Bye.
Okay, David, can you now go, or do I proceed?
From my side here, David and on mic. Some and I go boom here, man. I can see David on mic from my own side. Then I hold 1 million on here, Kada, and the game one more. Okay, so bye, veteran. You can also continue with your school. I mean,
Let me move forward. You see, from what we have listened to, the 4 so-called founders of Nigeria, it has become very clear that none of them believe that Nigeria was a united country or will ever be united. And that speaks volume. And I wonder why our people should be so deaf to know that
Veteran Dragon, can you hear me now?
when those that pioneered the emergence of this zoo, when none of them believed, not only they did not believe, they also spoke.
Can you hear me, Veteran Dragon?
I can hear you. Go ahead now. Who was that? Is that David? Is that David?
Yes, it was David, but he lost his connection now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Let me continue until when it's ready. I was saying that our people should not be so deaf to the
Veteran Dragon,
point
can you hear
that
me now?
when those. Okay, David, you can continue.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope everybody can hear me, please. I don't know. Sometimes I hear, sometimes I don't hear. I don't really know what's wrong.
We can hear you now.
Okay, thank you so much, Veteran Dragon, for for bringing us together once again. I appreciate every one of us. Sister Nkiru, greetings from here. Mazin Onso, 1 million greetings. Nkode number. All the ministers of our government, senior citizens, Biafrans, greetings from here, each and every one of you. First of all, I want to welcome everybody to the community. Biafra community is the trending, that's the trending name now, Biafran community. If you are not part of this community, you are missing a lot. Not Biafrans, you are all welcome. In this community, we discuss issues that are so much important to us. Issues that affect Biafran people, as well as issues that affect the world. In this community, we educate a lot of people who actually don't know what is happening. In this community, any authentic news that you want to hear about Biafra Restoration Project, you will hear it in this community. In this community, all diplomatic chess play that is happening in Washington, D.C., this community will be able to educate a lot of Biafrans who don't actually understand what is happening. In this community as well, you will know that it's Biafran Republic government in exile that is in charge of Biafran Restoration Project. In this community, His Excellency, active Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere is the acting Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile. So I welcome every one of you who have joined us in this community and those who are listening anonymously. This community is for everyone. This community is for freedom lovers. This community is for freedom fighters. This community are for friends of Biafra.
Community, are you part of Biafra community? Answer me in the comment section. Yes or no? I'm looking at you. Yes, you. What have you done to make sure your community is okay? Sane. Freedom to your community. What have you done? Mbaga, what to your shop in
Mazi David, it's like we are having some network issue.
Is for people of good word. Those of you who are in Nigeria, those of you who the history have been taken away from their curriculum. When you come to this
can I continue? When your network stabilizes, you can come up again.
Exactly. Yes. Go ahead. Keep sharing.
Like I was saying,
Yes.
if the four so-called founders of Nigeria never believed that Nigeria is a united country or united people, if they made that expression openly to the hearing of the entire world, why should our people be so deaf even in the midst of what is happening today, even when it has been obvious that all attempts over the years to unite the so-called country had never worked. And like I said, AU has exposed the hypocrisy of AU, having exposed by refusal
I don't
to
know what's
recognize.
actually happening. Can you hear me now, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
The African Union supposed to be the organization, a continental organization for Africans only. You ask yourself, the complicity of AU is being exposed today. First of all, what is the purpose of AU, the African Union, after changing it from Organization of African Unity? What is their sole responsibility in African continent? The AU, their primary purpose is to promote unity, peace states, and also to encourage and accelerate social economic development, ensuring peace and security, to enable Africans to play a stronger role in the global arena. So there are a lot of things that the African Union supposed to bring to the table for the African continent. But is AU actually living up to the expectation? If AU is actually living up to the expectation, are we going to be here to talking about their hypocrisy? The answer is no. In other words, the African Union are actually non-existent in African polity, in African politics. In the issues that concern Africa, the supposed responsibility of African Union, the African Union are not living up to it. Take, for instance, what is happening in that evil contraption called Nigeria. How many times have we seen the African Union come out to make a statement in order to show the world or the African people that they are actually there for the benefit of Africans? When has the African Union condemned the atrocities that is happening all over Africa? Mind you, that is supposed to be their sole responsibility, to foster unity, to make sure there is peace, to make sure there is economic development, to make sure that there is tranquility, to make sure that there is regional peace. This was supposed to be their sole responsibility, and encourage peace and security all around the African states. But the African Union have failed the African people. When have African Union come out to condemn the illegal arrest of NNAMDI KANU? The African Union have not done that. Have African Union come out to condemn the Islamization agenda or the terrorism that is ravaging all over Africa? The answer is no. So, what is the reason for them not coming to condemn all these atrocities that is happening in Africa? The reason being that they are all part and parcel of the evil, the atrocities that is happening in Africa. In other words, that is the reason of this topic today. They are complicit in the atrocities that is happening all over Africa. They are not promoting any political or economic integration. They are not defending the sovereignty or territorial integrity of independent nations, not advancing peace or stability. They are not fostering sustainable development or democracy or human rights and good governance. They are not encouraging cooperation in any areas of trade. In other words, then what is the purpose that we talk about African Union? Why are they in existence in the first place? So the best thing to do is to do away with African Union, because to us they do not exist. To us they are part of the problem. To us they are complicit in the atrocities that is ravaging the Biafran people. Look at the recognition of Somaliland. The African Union is coming out to say that they are against it because they so enjoy the atrocity that Somalia is committing in Somaliland. And that is why they are getting benefits from the killings, from the destruction, from the annihilation of the Somalis people. They are also benefiting from the atrocity. That is why they cannot come out to speak for the people. They cannot defend the people. Rather, they are there for their own personal interest. My wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom all over the world, the African Union is not existent, and therefore we should not accord them any respect going forward. The Biafran people are so much focused in making sure that we are free out of the Nigerian terrorist state, and we recognize and appreciate the recognition of Somaliland by Israel. And therefore, these are kind of nations, Israel, America are the kind of nations that we recognize, and their bodies which they work with are the bodies that we are going to recognize going forward, not the African Union that is non-existent, that have not benefited the people of Biafra, neither has it benefited the people. Same man.
We must restore Biafra. Bye. Yes, David might be busy or something is going on with his network.
Can you still hear me, please? I don't know.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, David, please, go ahead.
Okay, so the African Union, they are ambassador of the problem that African nations are passing today. And why is it like that? If you check all the African Union executives, those who are piloting the affairs of the African Union, all of them, or mostly all of them, were put in those positions by the terrorist Nigerian state because of the agenda that they want to execute in order to Islamize the whole of Africa. That is the reason why the Nigerian government made sure that everybody that has a position or occupying a position in African Union have an allegiance with the Sokoto Caliphate. From A to Z, call it either they're from Egypt, or they are from Somaliland, or they're from Ethiopia, or they're from Ghana, anywhere that any official of the A is coming from, their allegiance go to the Sultan of Sokoto. And that is why all the atrocities that these people are committing all around Africa, you cannot see them make statements. You cannot see them come to the rescue of the people. You cannot see them find the people of Africa. You cannot see them implement policies that are beneficial to the ordinary people in Africa. Rather, these are the people who their sole responsibility is to make sure that Africa is backward, to make sure the resources that come from Africa, they share it among themselves, while promoting the destruction of Africa as well. That is the reason why when Somaliland was recognized, they now come out, they now found their voice. The African Union just found their voice to come against the recognition of Somaliland, but never found their voice when Somalia were busy killing, maiming, destroying facilities on Somaliland. You have not heard their voice. What is happening in southern Cameroon? The Ambazonians have not heard the voice of the African Union. What is happening in Biafra land, Biafra territory? You have not heard their voice. You have not also heard their voice on the killings that is happening all over Nigeria. So they are all complicit. They are part of the problem. And so therefore, all of them must have to answer for their crimes against humanity. Very, very important. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. As I'm being distracted, but I'll come back again. There were Veteran Dragon, I salute you for this opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mazi David. You have spoken eloquently because, like you said, the African Union, their hypocrisy have been exposed. Because all this while, there have been a lot of conflicts. They have always kept quiet. They have always behaved as if there is no AU. But once Somaliland was recognized, they just raised their voice. And this is dangerous for Africans. And like you said, their complicity has given rise to a lot of crises. Because when there are issues to be settled, and the body that is ought to settle those issues remains silent, then the issues continue to escalate. You mentioned several countries where there are conflicts, but the African Union has remained silent. What has been happening in Nigeria? What if a foreign country outside Africa had not intervened? What if a country outside Africa had not intervened? Whereas we have AU. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So, while all this genocide have been going on in Nigeria, the killings, the raping of women, beheading of children, beheading of women, beheading of elderly ones, African Union have remained mute, have remained silent. But immediately an African country was vetted and recognized, they found their voice. You can see the hypocrisy. And like I said, this is connected to Biafra, because we are going to bring about a lot of changes. It will expose the corruptions in Africa, our emergence. It will expose the incompetency in Africa, because Africa had never had a true democratic, civilized country. We don't have it. We don't have it. All you see is oppressive. All you see regimes that are autocratic. in Africa. We have never had a true democracy. So, but Biafra is coming to change the equation. But these corrupt leaders in Africa, these reprobate leaders in Africa are scared. But unfortunately, they can do nothing about it. So, can we just look at African Union hypocrisy? What has it cost to African Union or to Africa? What it has caused is conflicts in Africa have remained unresolved. This, like you said, this is their function. This is their duties. This is one of the reasons why they were set up, to resolve conflicts, to maintain peace. The same thing happened during the 67 war. OAU was there moping and looking, except few of them who found courage. So it's very, very unfortunate. And what the complicity have achieved, or the hypocrisy have achieved, is escalation of conflicts in Africa, impunity in Africa, particularly in Nigeria. Nobody want to say anything. AU just kept mute, only to find a voice when Israel recognized Somaliland. Their hypocrisy have also caused youth restlessness and radicalization. If they have stepped in when this Islamic jihad started, it would have been restrained from the beginning. But they just kept quiet, and this have led to restlessness among youth and radicalization of youth. Trust in African institutions have collapsed. That's what it means. We can't trust African institutions. We as Africans will no longer trust African institutions. Just like America no longer trusts United Nations. Just like Israel no longer trusts United Nations. We as Africans, we have lost trust in African institutions like AU because of their hypocrisy and complicity. Their hypocrisy has also brought about loss of moral authority. AU have lost the moral authority to step in or to regulate dangers that are happening in Africa. That moral authority have lost it because all this while they have kept quiet and a lot of people have died. So AU's hypocrisy has transformed it into a gatekeeper of oppression instead of becoming a solution to oppression, instead of becoming a way to suppress oppression. AU has become transformed into a gatekeeper of oppression, exploitation, human rights abuses, but not liberation. When it comes to liberation, you see them speaking out, just like they have just done. Unfortunately, this is happening within the black race. But what must Biafra do? Knowing that what happened, what AU have just demonstrated is targeted at Biafra. What must Biafra do? Beyond waiting, Biafra must accept one bitter truth. We must accept one bitter truth. No African institution will free Biafra. That's one bitter truth we must accept. No African institution will free Biafra. We must never in any way look towards them. If Somaliland have looked towards AU, if Israel have kept quiet, what happened would not have happened. So no African institution will free Biafra. Biafra is funded, not begged for, and it's our responsibility as Biafrans. Please, Biafrans all over the world, in homeland, abroad, we have been singing this as a song. Without funding your freedom, you will end up where you will never, ever have the opportunity you have today. We have a government, and we have said that is the only legitimate government. The Biafra Republic government in exile, under the leadership of Honorable His Excellency Ogochukwu Nkere. Every Biafra must rally around to support that government. What the government is doing is all over the place. The results are all over the place. The achievements are all over the place. So Biafrans must troop out in their millions to start aggressive funding of their independence. Now, not tomorrow. Now, not tomorrow. It's time for Biafrans to troop out in their millions. We have the number. Somaliland don't have the number. We have the number. So if Biafrans can troop out in their millions, with their little contributions, this freedom will be gotten today, not tomorrow. Biafrans must support the government in exile. These are the things we must do. There is no, who else are you looking up to? Who else? Okay, just look at the horizon. Look at the horizon. Who else can you look up to? Who else can you look up to as a Biafran at this critical moment? Who else? Who is known in Washington, D.C.? Who is known in Washington, D.C.? Only Biafran Republic government in exile is known in Washington, D.C. And the message has penetrated. The message has penetrated. So what must Biafrans do? You must support this government, Biafra Republic government in exile. Biafra must fund its exile government under the leadership of His Excellency Ugochukwu Nkere to strengthen its diplomatic war in Washington, D.C. Somebody was saying that there was some fellow that asked a question. Why must we be only talking of US? Why not other? That is the Montevideo talks about 5 nations. That was a display of ignorance. When America sneezes, the entire world catches cold. Nigeria have been trying to lean towards this new bloc they formed, which Russia and the others are forgotten the bloc now. But
BRICS.
yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nigeria have been trying to lean towards that, hoping they will find salvation there. In spite of their hands that have been soiled with blood, there is blood in the hands of Nigerians. But look at it, when US bombed Nigeria, has Russia reacted? No way. Rather, there was a telephone communication between Trump and Russian president, and they're even thinking of having a meeting. So Nigeria have lost it. They are trying to go to Turkey. What can Turkey offer? A country that is already known internationally as a sponsor of terrorism. And we are talking about terrorism in Nigeria, and you are still going to a country that sponsors terrorism. Nigeria have lost out completely. And this is our opportunity. This is the time we have. So we are still calling on all Biafrans. Make use of this opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity and sponsor your government. There is no other government anywhere that is championing the cause of Biafra. You can search around, you can look around. There is none. Biafrans must control its global narrative, just like what we are doing today, just like what our information minister is doing, just like most of us, Nkiru, David, Tutors, 1 million, and a host of us. We must control the global narrative. We must never wait for AU validation. We must never wait for AU. But if Somaliland have waited for AU, hoping that this is our African Union, they would not have been recognized today. So Biafra must never wait for AU validation. We don't need it. Israel did not wait. Eritrea did not wait, even though today they are having a very authoritarian government. South Sudan did not wait. Biafra must not wait. We must not wait. A message to Africa and the world. A message to Africa and the world. Our message to Africa: your institutions are failing your people. That is the message from the Biafran Republic government in exile. That is the message from Biafrans to Africa. Your institutions are failing your people, and that's why Biafra must emerge. Biafra is going to be a beacon. We are going to revolutionize Africa. We are going to be one of the first major independent and free sovereign African nation who understands the meaning of sovereignty and the meaning of freedom. So our message to Africa today is: your institutions are failing your people. You failed Somaliland. Your institution failed Somaliland when you should have been on the forefront. You turn your back towards them. If they have been waiting on you, what would have been their fate? So our message to Africa is: your institutions are failing your people. Then to the African Union, what is our message? Our message the first message was to Africans. Now our message to African Union, AU, is: history will judge your silence as complicity. African Union, our message, Biafran message to you is: history will judge your silence at this time as complicity. And to my fellow Biafrans, what's our message to ourselves? Our freedom depends on how we organize ourselves, how well we are funding our freedom, how well we are funding our freedom and our resolve, not waiting for paper tigers' approval. By what? By the hypocrisy of African Union, they have demonstrated that they are only a paper tiger. A paper tiger. And we must resolve never to wait for a paper tiger's validation. In closing this space today, I want the African Union to know that their rejection of Somaliland recognition is not about legality. It's about fear of Biafra. And that same fear fuels its complicity against Biafran independence. That same fear that has made them not to recognize, not to be fast, quick to recognize Somaliland. That same fear is what is fueling their complicity against Biafran's independence. Biafra is not asking for AU's permission. We are not asking for AU permission. Rather, Biafra is asserting its existence. We are asserting our existence. We are saying we have the right to be free. We have the right to life. We have the right to survive. We have the right to be who God has created us to be. We have the right to pursue our happiness. We have the right to control our affairs. This is our message. The question is no longer if Biafra will be free. No. The question is no longer, that is a message everyone must know. And I remember during the Lati convention, Mike Rubin mentioned it. He said Nigeria lost Biafra in 1967. That's what he said. He said Nigeria lost Biafra in 1967. You can't be so brutal to a people like this and you think there will be a unification. Never. Never. So the question is no longer whether Biafra is going to be free. The question is who stood on the wrong side of history when it fought for its independence. That's what the question is going to be. Who stood on the right side and on the wrong side of history? AU today we are going down into history that we are standing on the wrong side of history. When Somaliland needed your attention, you are standing on the wrong side of history as Biafra is fighting for its freedom. You are standing on the wrong side. I want to thank everyone that have joined and have listened and recorded and shared for coming. I've seen our only and only COS. I want to salute you for gracing this space. Like I always say, your presence always means so much to me. Thank you so much. I want to thank Obi Chicago. I salute you. I salute you, our dear and the only Nkiru, Madam Nki. I salute you for coming around. I salute you, Mazi David, our lecturer. Salute you, Mazi Nkudu Namba. I salute you. 1 million, the young lion. I salute you. Emeka Oragu, my man. I salute you. Senior citizen Stella, I doff my heart for you. Ben Owabu, Thank you so much for coming around. Emeka, I salute you, I salute you, I salute you. If I did not mention your name, please just know that you are highly treasured, and I love you. Thank you, everyone. As I conclude here, if anyone has anything to say, please feel free. We must remain vigilant, remain vocal, remain committed. Every Biafran must rise up in unison and massively fund our freedom. Biafra is here. At the end, Africa will answer for its complicity. At the end, Africa will answer for its complicity. At the end, Africa will answer for its complicity. Against freedom, Africa will answer at the end for its complicity. Against freedom, against liberty, against the right of people to live and pursue their happiness. Africa will answer. AU will answer for their complicity. Thank you so much. I will stop here. If there's no other voice coming around, I would like to hold down the space.